All right, we're back in regular session. And regarding notice of potential violation 2015-3, the board has decided to dismiss the notice, and that a written decision from the board will be forthcoming within the next 30 days, or close to it.
And if I could correct that, there'll be a dismissal, but that the respondent has agreed to do a request for advisory opinion.
There
So
we go.
in that vehicle, there'll be a full decision on
Okay.
the same matter.
All right, very good. Where are we at with our agenda? I think we're on to the
Consent agenda.
consent agenda, right? Okay, forms for board review. 5A. 5A? Oh.
Do I have a copy?
Well, it's
5A.
green. It's
Oh,
the
green
gifts
tab, the
for
gifts.
employees.
All right.
Start off with it.
Right, it looks like a letter for Allure. I'm just going to go along. I just recommend anybody who wants to interrupt me, just do it. But I'd suggest a letter for that. Ms. Conkler, teacher to parent of student. I see. So it sounds like one parent gave $100 for PE equipment that probably should have gone through the PTA. So I recommend a letter for Ms. Conkler, Ms. Tallman.
So it's 10 different families.
Like that. 10 different families for Ms. Tallman. Okay. So then we go to elected officials, is that right? Oh, by the way, I'm just going to keep going until someone says stop.
Captain Tallman's actually got, Caitlin Tallman's actually got two of them in here.
Right, but the back one is the same, 10 families is what I noticed.
I should give you feedback from the one that we sent back before, the $100 one, where we said
Mhm.
she has to return it, two $50 gift cards. She did send me an email saying she was just horrified that she has to do this, and their culture, and this is going to be an insult, and why did it take so long for you guys to say no and to have me do this? And I did write her quite a lengthy email back, and the bottom line was that you were aware, you said that you were aware of the code, you're asking for an exception. The exception is not for something that is clear in the code. The exception is for something that's not clear in the code. So you're empowered when that happens again to say, she goes, couldn't I have kept one of them and given the other? I go, you're empowered to negotiate that. Say, hey, the code says that I can't accept this. I'm happy to accept the $50, thank you very much, but I can't accept this. Do that at the time. That way it's timely. You don't need to ask an exception because the board is not going to grant you an exception where the code is clear.
Mhm.
And then, I got an email back from her saying, fine, thanks for the explanation. I know how to proceed in the future. So,
Okay.
I
Let's
imagine
see.
I'll probably get a little bit of that on these other.
Sure, yeah. Well, I appreciate the feedback because
Yes, thank
we're
you.
not sending these letters in a vacuum, and I appreciate you having to filter some of these things from us. Let's see, what's this? Wayne Campbell. Do you see any potential conflict there? Oh, it's his wife?
Not unless John is going to get a contract to play music on
No,
the bus.
that's right. So let's keep going. You say on the bus?
On the bus.
Okay, present economic interest. I see nothing. Neither. Describe. I represent the mayor. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Let's see.
I'm Melinda.
Melinda Freeman.
Yeah. Her husband is part of a nonprofit that gets funds, grant funds from MOA, it appears. But that his position is not directly related to the
He's
capital
not directly related.
projects.
Okay. I propose moving on. And then, let's see, describe Mr. Morris. I represent the mayor on 24-member board for the nonprofit Rural CAP. I abstain from participating in voting on issues that involve municipal funding.
And we do lots of stuff with rural cap, so that's, in fact, I have spoken to him.
You
I
have?
think you should disclose this, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we have Mr. Harris, which we've discussed. Yes,
Can we pause here just for a moment?
yes.
I can't get anybody on board with this anymore. You know, Stephanie McSwain left.
Mhm.
And so I thought that Ona Ross was going to take it up, but obviously they're too busy up there. This is not, she hasn't. And then Therese Williams said that she was going to take it up once summer came and they started meeting. And I sent out a little email saying, oh, it was kind of like just a little nudge, or like a little tickle. Oh, here's that form in case you need it when you're trying to collect these. Radio silence. I mean, heard nothing from her. And so I'm getting like no response from anybody
Okay, well
to
then
try
I
to
should
push on
probably
these.
step in.
Now, this lady who was just here is chief of staff, right?
Yeah.
Could she be assistance in that? Or
That's what I'm
is
saying,
that the
let me go up to
appropriate
the
way
8th
do
floor.
that?
No, I'll go directly to her and say we need this.
Okay,
So, I mean, we could do that, but I think I can just go
okay.
Well, I
directly
mean,
to her.
face-to-face is better than an email.
Yeah.
but
I know I'll have to walk up a flight of stairs. I don't even know who she is, actually, but I'll find out.
Notice of intent to respond to public solicitation. Any of these catchy anybody's fancy?
We got 3 of
Neither.
these, the same sort of things that we keep getting from the teachers.
Okay.
And except for Jim Dooley's in here again, and he's asking for the yearly. And I know that you guys remember having done that for him before.
We've done that
Yeah,
before,
let's
okay.
do that.
Okay, and these have all been signed by approval. or
Todd
by-
has just signed
By
them all.
Todd has.
Mhm.
Okay. Coaching training.
Cooperation.
benefits. Okay.
We're done.
Move to approve the consent agenda. Any objection to that?
No.
Nope. All right, consent agenda is approved. Now we're on to, let's see, where am I? Keep back close.
You should be at 6A, which doesn't have a tab.
Sorry.
But it's just a monthly reminder of the Ethics and Elections Committee meeting.
Sorry.
it's-
Current meeting packet, here we go. This is not your organization, it's my filtering through these things.
So that meeting is going to be on Wednesday, October 28th, from 12 to 1 here. So do we have
Okay.
anyone that
In
can
costume.
make it?
Wednesday, October 28th. In costume? I will plan on being there unless something comes up. October
And I got
28th.
class at 1, so in a pinch I could be there, David. You
Okay.
can't make it, and if I could
Yeah.
have some assurance that whatever I need to do with them, I could do in the beginning, or at least
They've been
early
pretty
in the
flexible.
meeting.
They're really good about that.
I might have this trial going on, but let's just assume.
Okay.
If you
Just-
don't mind, send me a reminder.
And just let me know.
I will, thank you. Because it's not supposed to be going 3 days, but we all know how
I know.
that works. So let's just assume that I will be there, and I'll wait for your reminder. But I'll put it here. And this last meeting, they had canceled, so I assume just because there weren't enough things on the agenda, or
I think Honey was out of town.
oh, okay. MOA ethics, and it's at noon on the 28th. Okay. Let's see. Are we on a 7?
I think so.
7A
And
we completed.
We completed 7A. Mr. Kelly, educational piece about disclosures of potential conflict of interest.
If you look behind the tab, Kathleen did send in some edits, some input. So the
Round
first
B.
2 pages are Kathleen's edits, and then the 3rd page is Terry's original draft.
So it was mainly just a little rearranging and
some tightening of some language, but I don't, nothing substantial.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
And this is educational piece, and this is, please remind me, this is being directed at.
This was the assembly meeting where things sort of imploded
Mm.
about how to make disclosures about people voting to
Mhm.
move the election date back to the spring instead of the fall. And I remember Bill gave them advice about how they should do that, and then about half of them promptly ignored him, and
Mhm.
some sort of said,
Right, we listened to that,
I
right?
have something, I think at least one actually said,
Right.
I have a conflict, but I don't think it's substantial, so I have nothing to disclose. And so this.
Everybody's
is just
like, yeah, okay.
Sure, this is a piece to sort of remind people sort of, one, basically it's Bill's advice. It's just sort of like, here's what the code actually requires in terms
Bill
of.
Falsey?
In
Okay.
terms of what you should disclose. And
That's right, he mentioned that
He was
during.
right there. He said, let
yeah.
me say that, it's up to you whether it's substantial or not, but what's not up to you is what needs to be disclosed and the sufficiency of that disclosure. And so this is just sort of one reminder.
We
folks.
watched that here a couple months ago.
That's what the one we watched on TV, right?
There's a note here for citations, what is that?
I just thought maybe you would cite to the code.
Oh,
You would
okay.
refer to the codes when-
No, that's good.
citation.
Whether you should have it disclosed, so we'll insert code.
Yeah, that's
I wonder if this is something that you could present to that.
Yes.
That committee.
And the 28th.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
That it'd probably be appropriate to go via
Whether you
them.
should have disclosed an interest. Have you had a chance to read through this? Am I the only one reading this? I like it so far. We're basically reminding them of the code revisions, is that right?
That's correct.
Several conditions see attached.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then attached would be, at least in the original version, there were, it's just the listing of what makes a particular interest substantial.
Substantial.
Just that matrix of criteria
Mm.
that they're supposed to go through.
Oh, is that from the code?
Mhm.
That's just straight,
Sure.
that's just basically straight,
Okay.
cut right out of the code.
Okay.
I could send Kathleen's edits to you electronically, Terry, and if you want to go and make a passover to finalize it, and then send it to me, I could put it in sort of a memo form and have
Well,
that.
Do you have other edits? Or can we just,
Not
Yeah.
that I see right now.
can we just put it straight into a memo form
Yeah.
and not go through Terry? Well, all we need is the citation. Let's see, what is that citation? We'll just stick it in right here, and you can do that.
Mhm.
Should
And then
be-
see attached.
3.
And basically, see attached is we're
Yeah.
going to simply attach that portion of the code
Right.
that has, right?
The criteria.
And then the
Mhm.
assembly chairman may make an initial ruling as to whether the chairperson has made the disclosure. The vice chair should make an initial ruling. Oh, I see. If this ruling is challenged in the entire body. Okay, ethics takeaways. I like that.
Yeah,
Like the smiley face,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Smiley face frown. Okay.
Totally in,
That's right.
philosophy 101,
Yeah.
right? Takeaways.
Disclosure and robust evaluation of financial are important to identify and eliminate conflicts. I like robust.
Like that.
Yeah,
That's one of my
I could tell that
favorites.
came from you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whether you properly disclose interest is a matter is reviewed by the Board of Ethics. Whether interest is not reviewable, or whether interest substantial is not reviewable. The assembly has that's good. I think that helps identify their role and our role. Chair of the assembly should use code of ethics credits. Okay, I like it. I don't suggest making any other edits other than including the
Citation.
AMC citation and having an attached document, and then let's put that into a final memo form. Does anybody want to see it again? I'm comfortable just.
Uncomfortable the way it is.
Yeah.
Was the attachment, was that in one of the documents that I sent you?
And-
Or just so you
No,
have
it wasn't.
Okay.
I think we talked about the fact that they have one in their binders that they're supposed to go by that has that code there.
Okay.
That they never reference. They call it the goldenrod form.
Okay.
And so we were just going to add it to it.
Okay,
Oh, great.
perfect.
Okay,
But
perfect,
do you
yes.
have the citation? Kathleen just found it for you.
Oh, what is
Okay.
it? AMC
It's 035D.
035D.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
1.15,
Yeah.
035D.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
Well,
Is it?
030, yeah.
030.
Okay, 1.15.030 E, isn't it? No, D is disclosure and E is what financial, so D. So it's 030D.
030D. Okay.
Right, Kathleen?
No, isn't 035 is for elected officials though, right?
Oh, you're absolutely right. Yep, I'm looking at the wrong one. Yep, you're absolutely right.
035D.
035.
Got that?
I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay, I suggest just finalizing this and getting it out the door. Everybody okay with that?
And
Oh,
then you're
wait,
gonna-
hang on.
Oh,
Substantial
I
interest.
should look at that.
Yeah, actually, that's B. That citation should be to 035B.
035B.
Yeah, D is determining whether it's substantial, but what we're citing is that
C is
the
disclosure.
code prohibits you from taking official action on a matter in which you have a substantial financial and personal interest. That's the last line of 035B.
Elected officials may not participate in any official action which the elected official or member has a substantial financial. Okay, B. Why? Why
So in
not?
other words, the code forbids it, then
But then
C
D.
says you've got to disclose it, and then D says
D
it's up to
is
the
the
assembly to
factors.
figure out whether it's substantial or
Okay.
not.
Maybe we just don't refer it.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, let's just-
Citation and
It's
Right.
attached, and C maybe we'll
Because we're gonna have the
that.
attachment.
Right.
Let's
that's
just do the
basically
attachment.
C, yeah,
Okay, all right, I agree. Because we don't want to confuse the issue.
The
Okay,
drafter says, you know, okay, we've
All
got
right.
too far into the weeds.
Right.
There's a-
And then you will present that
I will.
for the ethics committee and possibly Terry if.
yeah, if you'd like to join me.
You know, and I think what we should do, we should have a little presentation where we show the video of that meeting
Yeah,
and say,
I know.
this here,
Yeah.
this ain't right.
Exhibit A, yeah. Okay, that's fine, and I'll sign it beforehand too.
Or can we just send like a YouTube link to just the section where Bill
Yeah.
spoke during the
Yeah.
Just say, look.
Okay, so we are on to C, developing procedure for the investigation, no violation, internal, external document. This is the one that Terry also worked on too, I believe.
It's the final
I
product.
think Lisa did like the majority of it, and I just sort of.
You did the
I
majority.
think it's
Terry
most
kicked
of
it off,
Yeah,
and then I just sort of like,
Yeah, Lisa did a lot of work on that.
okay,
so we've got the board process,
looks very nice.
and then we have the process that we send out to, well, I guess the next thing we have is the form, which you guys gave me a bunch of things you wanted in the form. They're there. I don't remember what it was now. Then we have the resolution process, which is the copy that we send to the respondent if we're going to invite them in for an investigation.
Okay,
Well, this is
And
nice.
then
yeah, it looks good.
the reason I kind of sort of wanted to take it in hand is because we're doing office procedures, and I wanted to write a procedure for the notices of potential violation, and so I kind of wanted them to all speak the same language. And so the final thing is our office procedure. And I actually went through and I applied our office procedure to this latest NOPV, and so far it's working really, really good.
Really?
Well,
Yeah,
I
so-
want to commend you for the work you've done on this, because I remember 6 years when I first started, I started right off with the notice of potential violation
Mhm.
against the mayor. And I'll tell you, for somebody new to the board, it was a real mystery of the world. Trying to figure out where I was supposed to go and trying to read from the code what we were supposed to do.
Okay,
So this is
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
helpful.
this
No,
is
that's
great.
good.
We have new members now, we can just give
Mhm.
them all this stuff.
And
Are we
just
gonna-
for your assurance, I went back to the code. I had all the papers in hand, but I went back to the code, and I checked off every sentence in the code to make sure we had some
Very
sort
good.
of representation here.
okay, do we want to post this? Or
Well,
is this an internal document
We're
only?
supposed to have the, one of the processes posted, is it I think it's the respondents. One of them is supposed to be posted. I don't know if it was the respondents or the board's process. It might be the board's process.
So why not do it all?
Do it
Yeah,
all?
why not
Okay.
post it? Does anybody
It's
have
public.
an objection to post it? This allows the public to know a little bit about what we're doing too.
Okay.
And I know especially this mayor too is very interested in disclosure.
Oh, and lest I forget, I also cleaned up the website.
Okay.
So remember before when you go to the website and it was just a whole bunch of code and dismissed by everything? If you look at the first website page that you come to, this is the cleanup. So
Okay.
what I did was on the left side, I put only NOPVs that there was either a violation or report that came from it. And then on the right, I put the history. So all of these were dismissed, but it still gives people an idea of what the work that you're doing here.
Nice. Wow, you did all this?
Yeah.
Nice,
So this is what's on the website now.
good.
But then, of course, they can click on all of our reports. Before it was finding something in the weeds
Yeah.
to try to get any
Now I go on
information.
Yeah,
the
thank you.
community website to look at things, and stuff's not where it used to be.
That
No.
would be me, I guess.
No,
No.
Thank
it
you
has
very
nothing
much.
to do with you. I
Yeah.
spent a lot of time looking at taxes.
Oh, they changed everything.
Changed things all around. The
Oh,
front
yeah,
page is
they
different,
sure did.
everything else. I'm like, "Well, where the hell is everything?"
They
Yep,
did.
you're right.
okay, good, thank you, Lisa,
Okay.
very much for doing all that, and Terry for your input too. Code of Ethics rewrite, where are we at with that? I think that Kathleen, you picked up the ball on this.
Well,
Just
ball,
that
right?
one section?
Yeah, a couple sections, but I just,
Are you ready to hand this back to us?
well, I didn't know what
Yeah.
was expected, other than, I think I was just asked to look at the city and the
Mhm.
state and just kind of put it, drop into the city code what the state had addressed that we hadn't, and that's all I did. I didn't massage
No,
anything.
that's fine.
No,
So
yeah.
is that in here now? I can just
Okay.
grab that.
Yes, you can grab your whole section.
So this is
7D,
probably back
7D.
to us, isn't it, Dee?
Yeah, and everybody is so interested in this rewrite that I'm hoping that I can just literally block off 3 days and just do
Okay.
it. That I'll take the first run at
Yes.
it.
Good,
Because I know you have to make a living.
yeah, no, I appreciate that.
So where would that be? D?
7D.
7D, and it's all in.
If I may,
Oh,
I had
D.
a limited amount of work to do.
I
was to look at
don't.
the
Your book
elected
isn't
officials.
updated now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I just
Okay.
steal
Yes,
yours?
I'm going to give you my entire thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is coming up so much anymore that it's just
Okay.
worth our while to
Okay.
do it.
Take a crack at it.
Hmm?
Take a crack
Yeah,
at
yeah.
it.
If I can see, what are the missing areas. I think I could
Okay.
do a lot of the groundwork.
Yeah,
And hopefully I could give you some type of document that says, okay, we're missing this from the state.
yeah,
This is what I would yay or nay.
Yeah.
Like a total visual format, one place.
okay. No, that sounds good.
And actually, I now like what you've done here, Lisa, with that investigation, because that can be a standalone document. That doesn't need to be in the code necessarily.
Mhm.
We'll see how that can work. In other words, because we can't have that kind of level of detail, or does that document become a regulation, which is, I don't know. So that's more helpful, and get that stuff out of the code.
So, Dee, if I may, the only thing I could find when I looked at the code difference between the city and the state
Mhm.
for the elected officials was that they allow a $150 gift,
Hmm.
and we have a $50 one.
Mhm.
That was the major difference. I mean, there's minor little tweaks, but that was the big,
The big one,
difference.
okay.
Okay. Okay. Good, so we'll deal with that.
Yeah.
And I'll wait for you. Okay, 8 is the annual report. Lisa, where are we at with that?
Keith, where are we at with that?
I tried to massage that over this last few days,
Suggestions for topics.
and
Review draft
I
report.
was not successful. Is the best thing I can say.
What is difficult? What's where's
Well,
our
What's
problem?
difficult is actually dedicating the time. I
Okay.
started working on it, and then something else came up. And
Okay, so it's a time
Okay.
thing.
It's not, it's not that it's difficult. Of course, it's getting old, so it's hard to remember everything we did last year.
Mhm.
There's a lot of stuff that's in here about, there's a carryover from year to year about the
Mhm.
gift disclosure, about the teacher gift disclosure. I don't think as much needs to be in there.
Right,
About
right.
the teacher gift. But a little bit should be, at least to explain, okay, because it went into place as of July 2014.
Mhm.
At the request of the school district, they asked us to do that so they wouldn't be breaking the system
Right,
in the middle of
right.
the year. In addition to that, we had NLPV on 2014 that we dealt with, significant, with the LRSAs.
Right.
That we spent a significant amount of time on.
Was that 2014? Gosh, I thought it was like 2013.
I know, yeah.
Well, that one carried over quite
Yeah.
a bit. That wasn't discussed in 2013, but I think the LRSA one, that was the first time we'd ever had an elected official that I'm aware of that we actually came on. And we made a ruling on it. Careful what I say. But the two big issues that year were those two issues that I can remember.
Well, do we have a summary in your website front page of those?
We have a summary of all of those.
So I wonder if we can just pop down your summary.
Would you, I would volunteer to go back and look at the history of that year via the minutes, you know, and given the two topics that we all know that were there, make sure there's nothing else
I'm sure
significant.
there's other issues that came up, but
And-
those are the two big issues.
I could do a summary of those, whatever topics come up, bring them back, and you guys can say, yay, no, that's not important, and then we sandwich the thing together.
Okay.
For
Okay.
example,
Yeah.
in
Just be
2014,
done with it and get it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
We started dealing with the fire department in 2015, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that was
So that would
primarily our
be-
issue. That was a big issue earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
So that wasn't something, we may have started to investigate late last year, but it was prior to the April election.
Well, I'll figure out what the
I
topics
believe that
are,
was
and you
early
guys
this
can
year.
decide what's
Yeah.
important for that report,
Okay.
and then we'll just shoot it out the door.
Okay.
Okay?
That sounds good.
There are some sites that I think you were gonna put in there, like the list of the NLPVs
Mhm.
and the list of the advisory opinions that are not part of this yet. When I was looking at that, I mean, all the numbers of stuff were there.
The statistics
The
are correct.
statistics are there,
Mhm.
but what's missing, I think, there's a red highlight that says, well, we need the list of the NLPVs and the list of the advisory opinions.
So I'm thinking your summary on the front page may already have most of that done.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that would be
We just pull it.
easy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But the
All right.
long,
I'll
the
come back
long
with something
litany
for the
with
next
respect to
meeting.
Okay.
The background and all the information about the teacher gifts can be down to down to the first paragraph is where I was going, and then gonna jump into the other stuff, and it was like every time I started to do it, and especially this week, it's been amazing. The work has been.
Okay. No, that sounds good.
And I can't remember who came in and advised the board brevity, that this should be short.
Yeah.
That no one's gonna read a 20-page
No.
report anyway. So, really brevity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Agree.
Sounds good. So hopefully we can get that out the door next meeting.
Code.
You'll give me something I can take a look at too, because Keith will not be here. We can get something, if you'd like, maybe I can take a look at it ahead of the meeting.
Okay, I'll send it to you
And then
as
we
soon as I
can
get it done.
just quickly, and then we can bring it
So
up
we
and
need
just
to
get
work
that
on
out next time.
2:15.
Because we're basically already working on 15,
Yeah.
15, right? And this is 14?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because
So
we've
we-
got 2 months, 2 more meetings. Ideally, we should be pushing that report out in January.
Right.
So might as
Okay.
well just hop right into the next
Might as
one.
well, while it's still fresh in our minds,
Yeah.
15, because by January I'll start forgetting 15.
Right.
You know? Okay, thank you, Lisa.
Mhm.
Any member comments? We've had audience participation, there's nobody here from the public. Anything else that we want to address? I'd just like to add, Keith, thank you for your 6 years on the board and your participation in this group and all of your efforts and all of our special meetings and all of the time that you've spent with our board, and you'll be missed greatly in our group here.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. It was not always exciting. In fact, I prefer not to have these meetings be exciting. You gotta share, I've been called, what were we called? You were there.
Oh, the blood-sucking attorney?
Yes.
And,
White-
and other
The white
things.
blood-sucking
The white,
attorney.
A
yeah.
board of
it's-
white.
It's like you find out white guys.
White
Yeah.
guys, yeah.
You missed that. Yeah, that was colorful. And that we're excluding some of the more colorful language. too. Yeah.
So that was interesting, and I don't miss the press calling me.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we're not, front and center like we were for a short period of time, and that's fine. I think ethics is best done, not necessarily in the back room, but it should be done ahead of time so you don't have to deal with press and do the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I commend, the new administration coming in is trying to make sure, get ahead of things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, admittedly, that was due to an NLPB, but I think from what I'm seeing, less of a less of an attitude of trying to push the envelope.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time and your service.
Yeah, we will miss you.
Yes.
You can come have lunch once a month and
That's
sit in the
right.
audience.
Yeah.
That's right.
And get kicked out when it's time to go.
A sandwich will be here for you. Okay, anything else before we adjourn? No? Okay, move to adjourn.